Hello, welcome back to TF1C, the Formula 1 chat, where today we're going to be discussing all the action in Formulary from the weekend just gone. Of course, we were at Monaco for round 6 of the Formulary season, and yeah, it was, I think by FE standards, not a stunning race. You know, there wasn't like loads of overtaking, loads of crashes, loads of mental shit happening every 5 seconds,
It was one of
rather
those
tame,
where, for FE standards, it wasn't the greatest race, but for Monaco standards, it was a good race.
Yeah, I mean, it never fails to create a good race, FE, but by their usual standards, it wasn't.
I think that
wasn't as chaotic
because Monaco's a lot tighter. It's a lot of a smaller track.
Yeah, there's less places to go for moves.
Yeah,
but then when they do, they usually end up with 2 cars out in a wall. Oliver Rowland gets that later. Anyway, we'll start, of course, with the start of the weekend. I mean, FP1, FP2, De Vries to Cost top the times. I thought we were going to see, as we predicted in our predictions on Friday, a very similar, De Costa, De Vries being 1 and 2. What way around that would be, we didn't know, but it didn't turn out anything like that. No. De Costa didn't even make it through to the groups.
I was shocked.
Shocked
and also heartbroken. But
De Vries did, and his lap was woeful, while Verne, who put in, has to be said, a very average lap on that run, managed to get P3 and was only unlucky to come up against Evans, wasn't it? In great form?
If Verne had come up, if Verne had got Verline, Verne would have got through to the final and therefore been on the front row. But he got Evans, which meant he was knocked out, got P3. But he did alright, to be fair, Verne, to get on the second row.
Yeah, so P8 was De Vries. It was not a good lap for him. Then it was Freinz Lotterer, who actually lost out to his teammate, quite interestingly. De Grassi was P5, the highest of the dual losers. And then it was Vandoorne, Verne, Verline P2, and Evans, leading from pole after back-to-back wins at Rome.
Very in form right now, Mitch Evans.
But interestingly,
driving exceptionally.
Not top or even second of the championship. He's still third.
I think that shows how bad his first 3 rounds were. The 2 races in Diriyah and the 1 in Puebla.
Well, he went into Rome with 2 points. He's now on 72.
Says all really.
70 points in 3 races.
Last 3 races have been
amazing.
Exceptional from Evans, and I do think if he carries on this form across the season, he could really mount a good challenge for the FE title.
It's really interesting because Sam Bird, on the other hand, not performing in the Jaguar.
No,
Jaguar have had a very difficult year, but Evans has clawed back the margin they lost early on. But Bird has just been chaotic.
Last year, I'd have said Jaguar were chaotic as a team. They're both just being idiots and making silly moves and terrible decisions.
And that's what cost him massive points at times.
Yeah.
But I think Evans has matured. Well, not matured, but he's calmed down.
Yeah, whereas Bird hasn't. And that was again. Yeah. We saw that this weekend.
He just keeps hitting people. Well, we might as well discuss it now. It's not like he's a massive part of the race. He was down in P17 and made collision right with the wall or something like that.
He ran wide and hit
took more damage.
He was battling with someone through the hairpin and then into the next right-hander. And he's just trying to go around the outside there. It's just not
that was the end of his race.
Yeah.
But once again, racing down at the bottom doesn't seem to have any pace, and I think that frustrates him. And then he goes for silly moves. He makes mistakes. He makes errors, and that's costing Bird a lot of points at the moment. He certainly wasn't the only retiree, as I mentioned briefly there. Oliver Rowland actually running up in P5, a very high position for the Mahindra. Unfortunately, forgot that the Mahindra doesn't have brakes and just ploughed into Andre Lotterer at turn 1.
So many good moves into turn 1, down the inside. Everyone else makes it work. Rowland just didn't. And I feel bad for Lotterer.
Because Rowland was he just went straight, he was going straight to the wall. But Lotterer just got pinched.
Rowland was having the accident himself and would have gone into the wall anyway, somehow. I don't know really how he imagined that. But he just managed to collect Lotterer.
He messed up his brake zone that much that actually he was just flying straight into the wall.
But the thing is, it doesn't even look like he tried to turn. He just admitted his fate. He said, I'm going into the wall.
He's like, oh, this is happening now, okay. Sorry, Andre.
Take Lotterer with me.
Yeah.
That guy is just so chaotic, and him and Bird in a team would cost the team as a whole much money.
Yeah, I was going to say, they make no money because their cars would always be out.
I don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what happened to him. I
don't know whether it's him missing the breaking point because he was just very excited about making an overtake. He was in nosebleed territory for a Mahindra, to be fair.
He just runners don't go down the straight screaming because he's so excited.
Or like whether the Mahindra failed, I don't.
The fact he managed to carry on up the hill and retire, and managed to get back to the pits and then retire.
Yeah, well, he kind of hit the wall at a much better angle. Lotterer went straight into it very fast.
And Lotterer went into time
and he
barrier,
got under it.
Went deep, whereas Rowan just went into the.
He went into the Armco and just smashed because the left tyre bent inwards, but you can still hobble around the track with that.
Which then he meant he
especially under safety car.
And then just blocked all that.
They safety carred it pretty quickly, didn't they? It just wasn't.
But going up the hill, there's all these cars just behind him, and he's only got 3 tyres.
Yeah.
He's just so chaotic.
And then it was Mortara also out. He was very much up there in the championship at the start of the season, obviously winning round 2, but since then was kind of lacked any kind of pace. Mm-hmm. And here, it was very strange. I think the FE camera direction is always very interesting. Race direction is always very interesting because I know they don't have the same kind of budget as Formula 1, so they don't have millions of cameras everywhere to catch every little angle. But there's so much you just miss out on. Like it was only when I looked at the race classification at the end that I realised Mortara was out because he just pitted and that was it. And the commentators didn't mention it.
I mean,
it didn't appear up on screen. Nothing kind of happened.
The only things that I could say is either he had a mechanical problem and he had to retire.
I got bored.
Or he got bored.
Had a flight to catch, thought, might as well get off early.
I don't know, maybe they realised he didn't have enough energy to finish the race and thought rather than just try and carry on and create a hectic.
No, I don't think it could be the energy though, because you just save more. It's always possible in Formulary, just to take a little bit of pace loss.
I don't know. I'm guessing it was mechanical.
That's right. I don't think he had a flight to catch either. But yeah, then it was Evans led from pole.
Yeah,
it was very decent for the opening part of the race. So it was Evans.
It was a great battle between the top 5. Top 5 stayed the same.
Verline and that was very close, but then. So the first round attack mode comes.
Yeah.
It was Evans who went first, right?
Vern went early.
Yeah.
Then it was De Vries and Vandoorne, and then it was Evans.
But Evans dropped behind Pascal Verline and behind Jean Eric-Vergne. So then he had to get past Verne, which held him up enough that gave Verline the gap back to use attack mode. So Verline, after all the attack modes, was leading. Then he blew up. So that was a shame for him.
No, what happened? First, everyone thought that he hit the wall.
He was fine coming out. He was fine going into the tunnel. He came out of it a different man.
No, it was up at Casino Square. He came out at Casino Square and then heading down to the hairpin.
Oh yeah.
He just pulled up.
I just remember him retiring at the end of the tunnel.
He did very well to get out of the way of everyone at the hairpin. But yeah, that put Jean Eric-Vergne into the lead.
Oh, biased DS to Cheetah fan.
I forgot it was that Verline was in the car because he stopped. At the end of the tunnel, and the marshals just pushed it down.
And the car was just going.
Just rolled down the hill, but I didn't realise that Verline was still in it to steer it.
The thing is, if the brakes weren't working, he's going straight into like a crane or something, parked at the bottom of the or a person trying to catch the car.
I don't know why they pushed it down the hill
and then didn't follow it. They should. Yeah. They just went, I'll be fine. His brakes are probably okay. I know his car's broken, but let's hope the brakes are alright.
Just stop. But the thing is, the car had gone. It was like a whole electrical shutdown because he couldn't talk on the radio to anyone. So that was sad for Verline because he was in a very good position, and the gap he had probably could have won the race.
A whole electrical failure. You're not great in an electric motorsport.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, then that brought out full course yellow, not a safety car,
which was bad.
Bad for Evans, right?
No, it was Verne because Verne took his second attack mode.
Yes, and then he was behind people, and De Vries was also in attack mode at that point. I'm fairly sure because he was fourth.
Which then meant Evans dropped back down to third. Evans led from Vandoorne, from Verne, from De Vries.
Yes,
as the top 4.
Because Verne and De Vries took their attack modes. Yeah. Then in the whole attack mode period, Vandoorne came out because there was the Vandoorne took his right.
Yeah, and then caught back up, and then
caught back up. Evans
overtook Evans, and then Evans took his, but then Roland and Lotterer brought out the safety
Roland
car,
forgot what brakes were,
which meant that Evans's attack mode was then
null and void.
Yeah.
And then, there was so much of a time loss, wasn't there?
Yeah, Vandoorne gained so much time through
the thing.
Yeah. Because it was... Oh, no, that's the other way around. Verline was a safety car. Verne got caught out by it. Evans got caught out by the full course yellow. But yeah, Vandoorne gained so much time on Evans through the full course yellow. And then Evans gained so much time on Verne. So I don't really know what happened through the full course yellow. But clearly everyone was...
Because it's all at the same pace. So whether Evans, just had a moment or thought, you know what, we'll try and save some of this energy. Because he was in attack mode right at the time.
Yeah.
So that would make sense that, he's trying to hit the recharge.
How did he gain so much time on Verne? I don't know. Maybe Verne was doing the same.
Yeah.
Because Verne obviously wasted his attack mode, so he probably wanted to regain his energy.
I mean, it did get close in the end. Obviously, the new added time feature, which somewhat shocks me. Because I don't really understand it.
I like it though, because it does mean it means there's more risk of losing energy.
No, I completely agree that it's a good idea, but I don't understand why. There was 10 minutes of no racing because of incidents, and we got 4.5 minutes.
We had a full course yellow, a safety car which lasted about 5-10 minutes.
If it's like half or something, I just haven't actually read the rules. Then that's that does make sense. But I could have sworn we had a good 10 minutes with nothing going on.
Yeah.
So why we only got 4 minutes and 30 of...
But I guess they might look at the energy as well, because obviously they have to be careful. They can't add on loads of time and then no one finishes the race. That would be shit.
Well, yeah, because if it was 4 minutes and 40 or 50, Vandoorne would have reached the line to do another lap, and then nobody... Well, De Vries probably would have won.
They'd have saved more, I think, though.
De Vries probably would have won. I think that's what...
On the turvy from the back of the grid.
Yeah, I think that's what Nyck was hoping for.
Yeah.
Because he was 10th with 2% more than anyone for most of the race, most of the back half of the race, probably thinking, I haven't really got the pace here today. Just going to hope that we, with the added time, it's enough that actually everyone's going to stop. But that was interesting to see. Vandoorne, very much on the pace, of course, taking the win. But rapid. De Vries was down in P10.
Yeah.
He's really struggled this season, the reigning champ.
De Vries, Mortara and De Grassi. I know De Grassi was a little bit better in this race, but he still didn't get in the top 5.
Yeah.
The two Venturis and the Mert and De Vries.
Even Vandoorne hasn't been great this season. I don't know how the Christ he's ended up in first.
After the first 3 races, they've just been nowhere.
I think basically the championships now, who did well in Rome and Monaco.
Yeah.
Because Vandoorne was nowhere in the opener at Diriyah.
Can't believe
and now he's first in the championship.
Where he got his points from? I guess he got 2
podiums,
didn't he? He got a
double podium. He was on a double podium.
He kind of went unnoticed though. I think it was third and second. I think it was.
Yeah, because Evans stole the show, obviously.
I mean, I still think Verne's had a great season to be in second in the championship, but still,
especially when you consider how poor Da Costa's been, and he's now obviously got P5 in Monaco,
which is a good result, saying he did start 10th.
Yeah, but there's such a big divide from the top 4 now. So it's championship. It's Vandoorne 81, Verne 75, Evans 72, Freins 71, and then Mortara down on 49. Also, Robin Freins is just the most random driver.
Again, he got podiums at Rome.
He came fourth here. I genuinely didn't see him all race.
It's like they've taken away the points from Diriyah and Puebla, and they've only done. But I think what happened?
It's where are the Porsches?
Is I think
they got a 1-2 in Mexico and haven't got anything since.
Mortara, for example, were winning in Diriyah. The likes of Verne, Vandoorne, Evans, Freins, they were in the high points as well.
Yeah, they were in decent.
Whereas when Rome and Monaco, when Vandoorne and Verne and Evans has been winning 2 races, people like De Vries have been getting 10th, not scoring points.
Yeah, well, even
why there's such a big divide.
Even Puebla, it was a Verne Diaz to Cheats were 3-4 for most of it. I think they then threw it away. Or did they hold on? I can't remember.
I think Verne got the podium.
But I thought
Jean Eric-Vergne, he's been so consistent this season. He's impeded in the championship, but he's yet to win a race.
And then if you look at Puebla, it should definitely Porsche took a 1-2. They've barely scored a point since. Well, I know Verline blew up here, and Lotterer got smacked by Roland.
Here, I think they should have got at least 1-6 probably.
Yeah,
and then it'd be very different.
Yeah, because Verline would take his second win of the year, and he'd then be on at least 50 points, so he'd definitely be in that 55 slot in the championship. Instead, he just seems to get really unlucky, Pascal Verline. If you think
a good driver.
Puebla 2020, of course, he lost out on the final corner to De Grassi. He's always seemed to have unlucky moments in his career. I know, obviously, he got a win at Puebla, but every other race this season, through no fault of his own, he seems to not be.
He's a very quick driver. I think it's both Porsches as well. Lottera's a little more chaotic, but both Porsches are very quick. Quali, they got
some of the moves Lottera was going for in the race.
Yeah.
They were mental.
They're both really quick drivers, but they're just getting unlucky and not getting it right in the races. It's letting them down.
Final classification of this race was, of course, Vandoorne, as we mentioned, won it. Evans and Vergne then round off the podium. Freitz P4 and Da Costa P5. Next race is Seoul, isn't it? Or is it London?
London.
I'll check.
They do all of Europe and then they go out to Asia.
That's what I thought, but I'll just have a quick look.
But yeah,
it's Berlin. Round 7 and 8.
Like Berlin.
14th, 15th of May. So only 2 weeks to wait for that.
That's not bad.
So it's not this weekend, but the weekend after we'll be back with Formulary content. I can do maths.
Yeah.
14th and 15th of May, and then we have Jakarta on the 4th of June.
I've got a bit of wait then between
Berlin
and Jakarta.
No. June, it's only 2 weeks.
From 15th of May to June.
15th of May to the 4th of June.
Oh, that's about
22nd,
29th.
So
about
3 weeks. 3 weeks.
I guess not
then Vancouver on the 2nd of July.
Okay, about a month.
Yeah, then you have 2 weeks and we're doing New York. Then a week off. Then we have the London one. Then a week off and then Seoul in August.
Is that the last run?
Very interesting that we're finishing off at a track we've never been to.
They had been there before, we didn't go last year.
Oh, okay, yeah. Fair enough then. Berlin was obviously the ending point of last season.
What a chaotic Grand Prix that was.
Yeah.
Evans on for the championship, goes into the back of
someone. De Vries won it for the championship.
Puts it in a wall, which means then De Vries won it.
I can't imagine that.
Nowhere near this year.
I mean, this could be his time to turn it around.
Yeah.
I can't imagine though that the people who put on the Berlin race promoters aren't going to be buzzing that they've moved from last in the season to just a random midway point.
Why did they did that at F1? Just chucked Abu Dhabi into the middle of the season.
Abu Dhabi's after Silverstone now.
Yeah.
It's so hot, nobody can.
We'll end in France.
That'd be so anticlimactic, yeah. We've had 6 rounds. We've still got 10 to go. So a long way to go in this championship.
Yeah.
Of course, this is obviously the longest Formulary season ever. I think last season was, 13 rounds? 12 rounds?
Yeah.
Something like that. I know, of course, COVID has hit the last few years, so the progression of the calendar's kind of been slowed.
Yes, there is a lot
16
of races,
rounds now.
But there is a big gap as well. I think Mortara is now 32 points off Vandoorne. But equally, do what Evans did, win 2 races in the weekend, and you're back in it.
I was going to say, 10 rounds left. If you win all of them, that's another 260 points on offer. When all of them were fastest lap.
Imagine though, so Jean Eric-Vergne is 6 points off the lead of the championship, yet to win a race this year. Do you think it would be possible for him to win the championship without winning a race?
Yeah. How to win Formula E is basically just avoid all the idiots and you'll do all right.
You just have to be consistent. Because like De Vries wins one, then comes 10th. Verline's having problems. Lottera's putting it in walls. Bird's putting it in walls.
Like Vandoorne's just been naff. Well, he's not been naff, he's just been meh. He's just the most dull driver ever. He hasn't.
He's had a great career, but it's just been dull.
But the moves he goes for is just like
F1, he's in a slow McLaren. FE, he's now in one of the fastest cars.
We've got our neighbours doing some renovations during this video. Cheers, mate. But yeah, he's just a bit of a meh driver. And he's got such passionate fans. When we were in Rome, we seemed to be in a Vandoorne contingent accidentally. Everyone around us. Everyone around us seemed to absolutely adore him. I was just like, he's the most dry person ever. But he's a decent driver.
Before the end of the season. Look at the championship now. Do you think any of that top 5 are going to win it?
I don't know. I don't know. I think we're not even. So after Berlin, we'll be halfway through the season. I think that's when we can start really looking at it as this is who's going to be.
Because I'm just biased. I think Vern's going to win.
A Berlin double header, De Vries could go back to back wins like Evans did, and suddenly De Vries is top of the championship. So it's like, well, you never know in Formula E what's going to happen.
You can look at it. It's say Verne or Vandoorne. won both of them. Vandoorne's then clear.
Mate, Alex Sims is going to win the championship. Just saying, he's going to win every race and get fastest lap. Finish on 260, and then
He had an alright race around
do a fun little cowboy dance as he goes and collects his winner's trophy.
When he got on the podium in Rome.
At Rome, yeah.
He did that weird.
That is the one thing I miss about Formula E's shit qualifying. You don't end up with Alex Sims just somehow
I do
on
like
a
it because it does mean we get to see a championship order.
I think it is more fair, yeah. But still,
not going to see Oliver Turvey in P5.
I think Formula E does hold its place as the most competitive.
Yeah.
Motorsport, because there's nowhere else where you have
Anyone
four
can win it on that grid,
leaders.
apart from Turvey.
Well, should we round off there?
Yeah.
I think we've covered everything from this weekend. As I said, 2 weeks now until Berlin. But if you also like to watch our F1 content, that'll be out Thursday and Friday ahead of the Miami GP. So we're excited. We'll have W Series out on Thursday, and then F1 predictions on the Friday, and then, of course, then the week after that we'll be running into Berlin. So predictions for that will be out on the Friday. That's about everything. It's very exciting Formula E season now. If you're enjoying it, make sure to get involved in the comment section. Give your thoughts. Who do you think is going to win it? What do you think of the Monaco E-Prix? What do you think of them only doing one race there? Should they have done another? Would that add something to the weekend? But yeah, if you haven't enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Just push that number up. Maybe we can get to 50.
Yeah.
Soonish. We're currently on 26, I believe. So if 24 of you out there love our content, make sure to hit subscribe. And yeah, that is about everything. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you next time.
See ya.